Do you know what we haven't checked out in a while on this channel? Russian cars. Who doesn't love a Russian car? And in fact, who doesn't love a modified, usually like lowrider style Russian car? So of course, you know what I'm doing today. We're going to be checking out this. The Moskvitch something or rather. It's wonderful, it's old, it's crappy / awesome. And for that reason, we've got to check it out. Let's go. And here we are. And actually, before we start, I will say that there is actually another version of this we're going to be checking out in a little while as well. There's a couple of different versions. But let's just first check out this one. So let's just go ahead and open up the hood. Oh, it's one of those ones. I do like a hood that opens up backwards. I don't know if that actually makes it easier or more difficult to work on a car. I guess seems you can't work at it from the front, only the side. That is kind of awkward. Yeah, that's not a great idea, but we do have a very interesting V8 engine. Not really the engine I was expecting when you hear the sound of this thing. If we just jump out of this for a second, and you listen to this engine, that's not a V8. That's not a V8 at all. But we do have a very nicely detailed boot. Very cool. And then we have our spare wheel in here with our AZLK? AZLK? Is that what that would be? I think that's AZLK. I've never heard of AZLK before, but that's what those letters are. So there we are. But very nicely detailed all the same. Then we have on the interior another very cool looking, definitely Russian car interior with this very bright sort of skin tone color seat. Kind of looks kind of gross in here. It looks like a taxi. This is what this thing looks like. It looks like some sort of like civil vehicle, like a police car or a taxi or something like that. Then we also have a speedo cluster with a digital time clock as well. Very fancy, very futuristic. And we've got our stereo and everything else going on down here. Also, another cool interesting thing is that we actually have all the heater stripes going on the rear window. That's always a nice touch to see on these older cars. Right, let's close all that down. We've got all our doors that open up and everything else, as you can see, working as they should. Now, this does, of course, have a few tuning parts. So let's just see what we have on offer. So on the spoiler, we have the options of the ducktail spoiler. It's, ooh, okay, that's an interesting touch straight off the bat. Wasn't really the style I was expecting to go, but fine, okay. Then we have on the front bumper, we have the, oh. What? Okay, so apparently, does this change the engine at all? I can't really tell. I should probably, this is my laziness, but I can't be bothered to open up the bonnet again. No, it's really just added to the front. Okay, it's just for some reason a front mounted intercooler just where the grill is. I guess that's the only place to put them, perhaps? I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a turbo-modified Moskvitch before. Is this the thing? Is this what look we're going for here? Am I really adding that in? I don't know. On the exhaust, we have the options of the stock. This tiny little puny one. Then we have the dual exit. We have the dual shotgun. Or we have the long twin exhaust out the side. Okay, right. I really don't know what style this is going, to be honest. I might look at... Okay. I'm going to make a quick build with just all these parts on here, just to see what it looks like. And then I'll do like a quick, nicer build without all this tat stuck on it. So on the hood here, we have the stock. We have the Go Fast hood. Just some vents going on there. Then we have the triple intake. Okay, that's not a bug catcher. That's just... I should probably ignore some of these names. But we do have a vented hood there, and then we have this which adds on the roof as well. That definitely looks like, I mean, okay. It's all weird, and also you might notice that these bits are nice and glossy, and then the rest of the car's just sort of got this sort of weird satin sheen on it. So I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, this is not going to look good. We'll do a nice build afterwards, I promise, and we've got another one to check out, of course. So we have the fender options with, okay, massive body kit. In fact, whoa, that really changes things. Is this one of those things that actually exists, or is this one of those things that was made in an online mod thing and people have just gone with it? I really want to see if there's a real Moskvitch that has that sort of kit on it. That's crazy. Like, what does it do with this on the thing with the plate here? It just completely adds this whole giant bit. Man, this I think the word I'm looking for is actually gross. But it does have a nice cutout bit there for the exhaust, or at least it looks like it fits. So, okay. Then we also have the options of, oh, right, this is going to add the front bumper as well. Gets rid of the side skirts. Kind of weird. I guess that matches white. What? Okay, right. So the first one, we have side and rear. The next one, we have front and rear. And then we have front and side. Where's the option for front, side, and rear? Why is that not an option? Why can we only choose one or the other? Right, well, in that case, front and rear, no side, I think is the option we're going to have to go for here. But that is truly terrible. It's truly gruesome looking. Right, and let's see what our suspension gives us. Whoa, okay, that's a fair old drop on that one. On the paints, let's see what we got here. I want to go for a worn color. Oh, I'm also noticing that that's a lot of areas where we have a secondary paint color. On the roof, on the spoiler, and on that part of the bumper, it would seem. Okay, well, in that case, I've got a fantastic idea. So I'm going to make this a sort of like an old color that would have been on this car, something like this green or something like that, or a dark green like that. And then the secondary color, bear with me here, matte white. Do we have a matte white here? Okay, that doesn't exactly work to plan. I sort of wish I didn't have that on the thing. What I was actually thinking was I was going to make it look like they're sort of like the white bumpers where they haven't been sprayed. They've just been stuck on. You sort of get that look, but yeah, okay, that's not going to work, is it? In that case, we could just make it... Oh! I stumbled upon that, but... I mean, let's just embrace how truly disgusting this is. Also, I've just noticed that somewhere along the way, the interior changed. I don't know what happened there. What changed that? Was that on... No. What changed that? Apparently, changing the exhaust changes the interior. It adds these racing seats and also adds, I believe, a boost gauge there as well. Interesting. Okay. Didn't really expect that either. Well, this car is truly terrifying, and actually I think like keeping the stock wheels and everything like that, perfect. Right, now, let's just make it a decent one. I'm not even going to respawn it in, I'm just going to start taking stuff off and make it better. First of all, let's get rid of that spoiler. First of all, let's get rid of that thing. First of all, let's just put it back to the stock exhaust. Wow, that really changed everything, because I obviously want to keep that stock interior as well. Then I want to go back to the stock bumpers. What I've essentially done here is made it stock again. Now, the colour's the one thing that I am stuck for, although I do like that straw brown. Okay, right. Okay, I think we found a winner there. Although, maybe we'll have it in a gloss instead of a metallic. That's even better. And then we could have the same on the roof, or we could try and find just a different brown. Ooh, or we can go for like a matte grey. No, okay, let's not. But in that case, I'll make it all match. And I've also noticed that we've ended up with a roof vent. Oh, it's because I've left the hood, haven't I? I haven't changed the hood back. That would be why. Okay, right, there we go. That's better. Do we have any extras for this one? Oh, okay, we did. Okay, so we actually had the fog lights there. We have the antenna there. We'll keep the antenna. And we also have... that's just some bits on the inside. That's just a sort of drink thing. Okay, we won't have that. So, yeah, I'll actually not go with the extra fog lights, but it's an interesting touch. Let's go for the wheels. Let's go to Benny's Originals. And I want to go for the third set in either Rod Me Up or Smoothie Solid Colour. Right, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but let's see. I'm going to turn that to red. Well, it's definitely... I'm sure that there's definitely been a modified Russian car that has looked like that. And in Russian lowrider style, there's only one thing left to do. And that is to basically just drop it to the ground as low as we can go. That's definitely the Russian way. Let's just get that low, low, low. I think that's starting to scrape on the ground right about now. That's definitely a bit too low. There we go, about that. And we just sort of tuck that wheel in there. The rear is sort of tucked in as well. And that right there is a classic style, but I definitely think like that would have been a restored car. Classic, restored, lowered, Russian, Moskvitch, AZLK 2140SL. Now, I did say there was another one. There is another version that we have to check out as well. So, actually, what I didn't do was change the sound of the engine, because it does have a V8, doesn't it? Let's do that. Well, naturally, I want to go for the Duke of Death sound, because I think it sounds amazing. I think it would be really stupid hearing it like this. Okay. That might be a bit too much. Yeah, that doesn't really suit this car, actually. Okay, there we go. Let's go for the sound from the Blade. That definitely fits in a bit more with this style of car. That works. Okay, well, there we go. There is a V8 Moskvitch right there. Let's pull into here and check out the other version then. Let's see what it's like. And here it is. It's the police car version. Of course. Of course we have a police car version. And it even has, as you can probably see, in fact, let's just go ahead and make this nighttime so we can get a better idea. Right, here we go. It's not very bright, but we do have some police lights going on that seem to only shine out of one side. Okay, but we do have some lights going on. We've got some flashing lights on the rear. I'm still indicating left, by the way. Let's indicate right. And indicate left. Indicate right. I don't know how to turn that off now. Okay, well, it's indicating right now. And then we have the lights flashing on the front as well. Very cool. And then for the extras as well, I don't know what these extras are. Okay, so the extras is just a drink in there. We've got those drinks in there. And extra one is those fog lights there. But sadly, they don't light up, which is a shame. But we do have some other lights going on. It's definitely a nice light show. Right, let's go back to daytime, because there is actually a few liveries for this one. Okay, so actually there's no real tuning parts for this one. If we go to menus customs, as you can see, no real tuning parts for this one at all. So we can't make it look like this. Well, actually we can, because this one doesn't have any tuning parts. We can technically, but this one is definitely more of a police car. So we have the Polizia DPS on the side there, telephone number, and then we've got all of course our lights and stuff. Then we have, in our livery options down here, we also have this one which changes to a number 45 from 36. We have a number 27. We have a 10 which also changes this and has the blue bonnet there. We also have that with number 30. Then we have this one slightly different, got the Russian flag on here. This is the PPS. I'm not sure about Russian police at all, so any Russians can tell me the difference between the DPS and the PPS. You let me know. And then we have your DPS in 56. And then also, probably worth noting, instead of Polizia, this now says Milizia. As of to say the military. So this is the DPS military vehicle, number 56. And then we have a yellow version, which says GAI, or Guy, on it. Not sure what that means either. So whatever the GAI are in the Milizia. We've also got a nice Soviet-looking Russian logo there. So is this from Soviet era? I mean, this is a Soviet era car, so that does make sense. I just wondered if perhaps this was a more modern livery. I guess not. This must be an old classic livery, although I'm sure they still use this style look in the modern day. But we do have a nice collection of liveries right there. So there we have the police version and the street/modified version of the, I'm going to say it again, the AZLK 2140SL, or just the Moskvitch SL. Right, well, we can actually, if we wanted, change the wheels on this one and all other stuff like that, but this car does not suit that style of wheel at all. I mean, look at that. That's absolutely dreadful. There we go. We'll slam her down, shall we? Pop that in there. That's definitely not a Russian accent. That was a Cornwall or Devon or West Country. I'm not very good with accents, may I tell you. Right, so let's just go and get that rear track width in so it's not breaking. I don't know why I've slammed this down. I just thought it would be silly. I guess it is silly. And there we go. The Milizia are on their way. The lowered police on their way to scrape on a leaf near you. Right, if you've watched all the way to the end of this video, I want you to say, oh god, you can't, there's nothing to say that's sort of, okay, just say, oh, these words, I'm just trying to find a word that isn't sort of like banned somewhere. Social. There we go. You can say the word social. That's a word that we're allowed to say on YouTube, I think, maybe. Or is that now a demonetized word? We never know these days. Yeah, let's just say social right there. Right, that's it. Guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.